So, with a lot of the content I've been posting in recent days, I've been getting a lot of people in the comments and people messaging me and telling me I should run for council, and I got their support. I really appreciate that, but I'm not going to be running for council anytime soon. If it was destined for me to run for council, there'd be some shit that I would take care of. I mean, excuse my language, there'd be some things that I would take care of. One would be the whole casino at Seneca situation. Two would be uh, holding managers accountable, because we shouldn't have to hire consultants for people who went to school and have an education. For people who went to school and have an education and is put in a managerial position should not hire a consultant to learn how to do their job. That's first and foremost. I've seen expenditures. Acorn consultant and thousands, 18,000 to show somebody how to do their job. That's kind of freaking ridiculous. And I'm totally against that. So that's something I would nip in the butt. You'd at least have to have X amount of years experience working for a business entity off the reservation if you're coming in. Yes, we do encourage education. However, I would encourage you to have experience off the reservation working for a company. Doesn't matter what you can work for. You can work for Walmart, whatever, be a manager there. Learn how to treat your workers out off the reservation. And and I would encourage it to be in a big city. Uh, Small towns kind of tend to think alike, and it's more about who you know and not what you know. So if you're going to come back to the reservation, I'm just saying for me, if I was on council, vice chair, any tribal government, I would put a vote in that, or a motion, that's what we require for managerial positions. No more working your way from the bottom into that position, because you just get trained with this. The system's already broken, right? So how are you going to fix the system by doing the same thing that you've been doing all these years? You know, a new approach to how we're going to elect these managers into their positions. Rather that be at the slot department at the casino, or education office, or the finance office. I want to know who's in these offices, what's their education level, and what's their experience prior to getting that position. That's what I would like to know. Then we clean house. I want to get rid of. I'm sorry if that's your family member, but I want to get rid of the lawyer for the tribe and appoint somebody else there that has more political pull with the state. It's time we get a panel of lawyers that's going to advocate for us and our progress that we're going to make under my regime. Not really, but you see, I mean, yeah, I'll be serious in the conference rooms and all that. I'll listen and everything. So in addition to holding managers, department managers, and department heads accountable for their position and knowing what they're doing, let's talk about travel. You guys are getting Motel 6. You guys are getting $75 a day per diem. Motel 6, $75 per day diem. Per diem. And I would advocate that be for the council as well. Unless we're going to DC. The only difference is if we go to DC, yes, we'll get you guys the Four Seasons. We'll get you guys the Four Seasons and whatever lavish hotels out there because we're representing the tribe, and we might have to discuss business in the hotel lobby, and we don't want to have it in Motel 6. And how are they going to take us serious out there in DC when we're playing the big boy game? You know what I mean? Motel 6, $75 a day per diem. Yes, if you go on travel, it's going to be required that you stay in your training throughout the day. No getting up and leaving, because I hear stories of people going out on travel and just going to the training for a little bit and then taking off and spending the time sightseeing. I've also heard about another instance where when the playoffs was in Prescott, a lot of the departments went up there on their meeting, had their meeting up there, and didn't even have a meeting. They just went on the tribe's dime, got their rooms paid for, got their food paid for, on the tribe's dime. I can't go for that. Nope, can't do it. Won't do it. And if I had to spend the first 2 years me traveling with you guys to babysit to make sure it's not happening, I will. I'm holding you guys accountable. You guys would hold anybody in your departments accountable. Why shouldn't I hold you accountable? Now the district's probably going to hate me for this, but I don't think we can blow that much money on Christmas parties anymore. Sorry, but it's going to be some feeding, but the lavish gifts that are getting passed out, yeah, that's a little too. I think we can put that money elsewhere. I would like to address the power grid. I'd like to address the, what else? These are all just things if it was faith. I for now I don't plan on running, and I don't want to. No need to. But it's just things that I thought about since I've seen comments. I know y'all ain't serious. That's just funny. But those are some of the things that I would scrutinize. We hear the same stuff every election, right? But I don't think I've ever heard people talk like that. Have I been around that much? Probably not. So we're going to tackle travel. We're going to tackle the managers, embezzlement, misuse of funds. I would love to have that every council meeting. A brief rundown on what we spent money on. And if we start to begin to see gas cards being overused, I'm going to have some forensic accounting and forensic people go through the finances. I'm going to have them calculate the mileage on company cars. No more taking personal cars on errands to the valley or to the globe, picking up lunch, all of that. Nope. All the freaking tribal admin leave, cut in half, baby.